Greens guys, this is Trash. Hope you guys are all doing well. This is going to be a bit of a different video as what I'd be usually doing. This isn't so much as a guide, as more of a self-assessment of myself, and hopefully you guys can help me. This is me trying to start to learn to kite out in null. I figured this would be the best place to do it as opposed to low sec, just because there's like a bunch more targets I feel in groups, and then I can sort of try and deal with like these fleets and stuff, and like try and kill tackle. So you see that I warped to this gate and I'm in a bubble, so I'm like thinking, what do I do here? Approach gate, or do I double click in space and then try and pull some off it? That's what I do. Do note that this is totally foreign to me, so don't expect any like good piloting or anything like this. I'm really just doing this so I can get some advice from you guys as to like how to improve, and I can also sort of like watch the footage and see what I think I've done wrong. I do notice, like, I've already went over all this footage, that one of the big issues I have is being zoomed in like this, right? I notice when I watch other kiters, they're, like, much more zoomed out. And you generally have, like, a better feel for the area. But I'm sort of primering the smaller stuff, right? The malediction. The daredevil scares me, right, very much. So if that thing gets a web on me, I'm buggered, right? At the very most, if, like, malediction gets a scram on me or something, which I don't think maledictions usually run scrams. Isn't usually like MWD, cap injector, long point or something. But I could have potentially have a scrams. But even if the melee landed a scram on me, I was thinking that I could switch to multi-frequency and still be able to have a good time with killing it. But if the daredevil got a web on me, I feel like I'd just be dead. Because at this point, I thought it was blasters, but it actually turns out to be a rail daredevil, which is interesting. So I'm just trying my best not to get caught here. Again, like zoomed in like this, like I generally don't have a good feel for the battlefield, I feel, so it's a bit harder to maneuver. I do still feel like I'm doing an alright time, man. This is like my first full-on instance of kiting. I was relatively pleased. I will say now, we don't actually end up coming out with a kill, but yeah, at least I'm learning something from this, man, like, which is good. So hopefully, that's gonna be quite a long-going series, I feel, and hopefully, like, I don't know, see, once we hit like episode 100 or something, we might actually be okay at kiting. But as it stands now, we're not. I'm really relying on other people making mistakes to get my kills as opposed to me actually piloting well at the moment. As you'll probably see throughout this video, there's going to be a bunch of little clips here, and you'll see, like, most of our kills are relying on like aligning out and then letting the tackle just burn in too much. But yeah, I feel like I do quite well in this instance of just like keeping everything away from me. I do always keep tapping at daredevil, because again, it terrifies me. I do think I end up aligning out, killing my MWD and letting them approach. The reason I'm not committing hard in the saber is just because it's going to take me a while to kill it, I feel, as opposed to say some light like the daredevil, which is the only thing that I'm really on grid that I'm looking to fight just now. So you see that I've aligned out, killed my MWD, hoping for one of them to get closer. I don't notice, but the daredevil is booking it towards me. I do end up noticing, activating MWD. Potentially should have put a heat cycle on it. I think I've got one more left. And put some hits into him. I thought I was kind of in a bad place when I seen he was approaching so quickly. But it ends out to be rails. If this was blasters, he got a web on me, we'd be like dead to rights. But I'm just not aggressive enough on this. Because like, I still don't... I underestimate the amount of DPS that the slicer's doing, right? We're doing like almost like 200 DPS heated with Scorch, which is like insane. So like that happens. I think I disengage, repair up, and then the Garmer appears. I know I can take on a Garmer. My plan is to like just like ram it at 5k and use multi. This is a bad call. Really, we should have just been using Scorch throughout this fight. I also over rip in this instance as well, which is another bad thing. You'll notice, like, I'm trying to get better at my shortcuts. You probably don't see much of that, but I am trying. It's just once basically the shit hits the fan, I always like, what's it called, go back to my old ways, and like I'm just like clicking stuff. So I need to get out of that habit, because if we weren't over repping there, we could potentially have this Garmer, right? I was just expecting to take a lot more incoming DPS from the light missiles, but he ends up getting away. So I want to get my revenge. What ends up doing is I end up warping to a safe, getting reps, and then I come back to the bubble. I want to burn gate, and then I'm going to reapproach it, and then come back, right? My aim is to try and separate the Garber from everything else, and end up taking it, right? So this is a plan. I'm curious to see how well it goes, because I feel like the Garmer is relatively what's called confident. That maybe that he has Enyo backup. So I'm thinking if I can maybe kill the Garmer, we can potentially take on Enyo. So I get a really nice spawn off gate here. So I'd basically just double click away from where majority of them are. And then try and overheat and try and get away from them all, right? Some time passes, and then eventually the Garmer does end up over pushing for me. Now another really big problem I've been having is focusing too much in one instance, right, as opposed to like my surroundings. You'll see that very much here. Since I'm so like bloodthirsty for this goddamn Garber, you'll see mistakes were made. We do almost end up getting it, but you'll see. So I see that the Garmer is pulled from his gang, so I'm just like so focused on killing this Garmer. I don't notice anything about his gang or the fact where he's going. I was not thinking that he was going to pull me towards his gang, but I was just like focusing too much on his HP and speed as opposed to what's happening to me. Again, try for micro frequency, it doesn't work. So I'm like, alright, everything's going well, I don't notice the bubble approaching. The time when I notice that things are going wrong is when I burn out my MWD and I'm in the bubble. So yeah, GF. Okay, this next engagement, we're in Providence. I feel like Providence is pretty neat for me because it's only 2 jumps out of my staging in Camilla, which is really handy. So I could pop down here from time to time just to test the water, see if how CVA are going to treat me. So I see this Minakawa just like jumping gate, so I'm going to tackle him, sort of ring the dinner bell here, just to make my presence known, and hope that he brings some light tackle or something to come and potentially deal with me. So just trying to be as annoying as possible. I'm not going to shoot him because of course we're not going to do much to him minnow. Just hoping that he like bring maybe a couple interceptors, something fast. So I see this Slail, he's not interested. Although we do eventually get a Saber to come and chase us. So this is excellent. This is exactly what I want, like a solo Saber. I don't think we should have much of a problem to deal with. So I unlock the minnow, and basically I'm looking to engage this Saber, and maybe some other more light stuff will come, and we can get a fade out of that. But the Saber seems pretty keen. He seems to be chasing after us, and this is excellent. So what I end up doing is I end up just orbiting this guy at 20. I should really be trying to manual pilot around him. This is something I need to get in the habit of doing, but I'm just gonna fail so hard. So I feel like if it's just in a solo instance, it'll be fine to just like set an orbit command and just do loops around him. This is what we end up doing. I don't know, should really hard commit to that whole like just like manual piloting thing, but I'm just so used to my low sec ways and like my commands. Stuff like this will be a hard habit to break. But hopefully in the upcoming videos you'll see me progressively getting better and better. Like, hopefully. But we do end up getting Saber, which is nice. And we got like another BSB bro local who yeah, gives us praise, which I'm very happy about. But I work about basically they farm up some things, and I see a lot of good stuff in this grid. Like that Tyrannus is very interesting. And that Atron in particular is what I really want to fight. So like just those 2 things are the only things. We could potentially kill the Ishker, but the drones as well as like being an AF, it's going to take a while to deal with. So I noticed the Tyrannus warps the ping relatively close. I'm also really scared of that Osprey Navy because it's light missiles. You should have a very easy time dealing with us. But I'm hoping that the Tyrannus just like burns for us, or the Atron comes to this ping and just like burns after us. We can deal with those. But Osprey Navy, Ishker, and of course the Demos will just tank us for days, so those things are kind of out of the question. The Atron does like book it for us, so I'm hoping to kill him before he gets a scram on us, but he's a weird like long point Atron, so I'm in like no danger here. Tyrannus doesn't like help his mate whatsoever. We end up getting an Atron very easily. I end up disengaging at this point because I see an Imperial Navy Slicer, and I'm fairly certain that's a beam fit. Mistakes were definitely made here. I should have overheated my MWD as I pulled orbit here. You'll see. I'm like, uh-oh, you shouldn't be that close, man. And he does eventually land the scram, which is really bad for us. So if I overheated there, would have been able to arrange from this. And then there's a Navitas and a Harpy. Funnily enough, though, I think this guy is only keeping at range or something, because we end up doing like a lot of DPS to him. If I done conflag at the start here, we could have potentially killed this in curses, because you'll see it gets very close, man. If the Navitas didn't land reps and this in curses, we could have probably had it. Or thinking about it now, I wasn't at the time, because I was just like, you know, adrenaline for my eyeballs. Potentially we switched DPS to the Navitas and it wasn't that tanky. We could potentially killed that and then maybe the Incursus. But you know, hindsight, you know, especially with that Harpy on top of us, I don't think we would have survived regardless. But we do end up getting this almost end up getting this Incursus. It's a valuable lesson. I should have maybe pulled range more from that gate as opposed to orbiting as close as I did. But yeah, nevertheless, GF Provi. So close, man. So close to get that curses. Okay, I've been playing with this Saber. There's another one too, but every time I just get him to low, they jump gate. So I'm thinking, alright, how to get this guy to ingress. I'm not sure if this is a legit tactic or I'm just being crazy. But basically I want to like just like overheat MWD. Like try and coax past him, he lands the scram, and maybe I can coax out range. It works like a charm, but I don't think I should be doing it as much as I should. But we do that. He gets scram, and then I continue orbiting. The thing is, there's also a Loki here, so you'll notice I align out because I think the Loki's with them. But then I just like hard commit, not seeing that the Saber's relatively low. I think I say my orbit again, but that Loki's a neutral, and he actually helps us get a Saber kill, which is really nice. So that's a cool little instance, and I'm not sure if that tactic's legit or not. But yeah. Alright, our rest of our fights are going to be in Horde space. Horde, I feel, has been great, man. There's just so much to fight. Like a lot of good small stuff too, but I do notice that I think I got lucky. So there wasn't any like recons or stuff on grid that could just like completely overwhelm us. But I find it very hard to keep track, like when there's so much stuff in grid. You'll see it in the next clip or so. Not so much this one. This one's relatively okay. But you'll see that generally my tactic here is just like aligning out to the sun, and then just hoping stuff will get too ballsy and just like approach me. So you'll notice there isn't too much like piloting skill involved in my end, which I hope to like change at one point. Although this guy does end up burning away, so I do approach him, and then as we go past him, I do keep at 10k just to, like secure it, because he seems like he has no buddies to help him. So we do end up taking this slasher. I don't know who's like looking to help him, but I feel sorry for him. Not so sorry for him though, because they do get a revenge in this next instance, where there's a stiletto. So I'm like, alright, cool, we can take the stiletto. What else is on that keep start at one fight? Just basically the small stuff, right? And then the Garmer lands, and the Vexor also arrives. The Vexor's that's like a win-in factor for them in this engagement. We could have potentially had another Garmer if that Vexor wasn't there. You'll see. I'm fairly confident taking Garmers with this slicer, just because the light missiles don't generally apply like 100%. Most of your DPS will be fully applied. Well, them Vexor's at 30k. It takes me too long, but I basically want to get his drone locking range. Drone control range or whatever, or his locking range before he gets a lock on me, which doesn't end up happening. He does end up sticking these drones on us, which is really annoying. The Sled burns for us, and this is when I'm being like super passive, right? Just like constantly lining towards this the sun. I don't know why I switched off my MWD at this point. Weird play. I think it was because I was too far away from the Garmer, hoping that he'd get close. So Sleo isn't too much of a threat to me if he gets a scram. I think that's a factor that maybe he end up killing me. So the Garmer basically just approached me. Scorch into him. I end up hard committing on this Garmer, turning back into him. Had the warriors not been on me, I think we would have had them. So you'll see like a lot of the damage just now that applies here is mostly warriors. There's a like missile damage, but fortunately we do go down. Almost taking another goddamn Garber. Alright, so I'm stationed Ferret now, so I'm like, alright, I'm coming back there, because there's like so much stuff engaged. You'll notice that I warp off grid there, because there's so much stuff, and I keep starting. That's when I start to freak out. So I warp to the sun, hoping that some stuff will chase me, right? Saber does. I'm not too interested in a saber. I'll plink away at it, but knowing that they have quite a lot of EHB, I'm just doing it to annoy them. I really want some of that smaller stuff to like join. Like that Tyrannus is perfect. Like just like T1 frigates, like interceptors, this kind of thing. But because there's so much like a backup that they have, I don't think I'll have the time to be able to work down a saber completely. So like the Garmar, Tyrannus, beautiful, beautiful. Designable landing on grid really scares me. The Kikimora is also super like oppressive. Kestrel, you know, like all that T1 stuff, beautiful. I just need to try and separate it somehow from the gang. And I noticed this Tyrannus, I think he's been like super what's it called? Confident. So I'm like, alright, let's try to get Tyrannus. So I burn towards him, but do end up taking a hard left, hoping he's approaching me, and then maybe like burns past me a bit. Which seems like it works, like how I wanted it to. So yeah, he gets like super close. It's like a DP scram Tyrannus. So I pull range. I end up approaching, hoping to just like nuke him, even if he gets a scram on me and like as dual prop. I still feel like we have like good chance or a good time of like tracking with multi-frequency just because we are pulses. And the Signable's like really close now, so I'm like, alright. I'm pretty much hard committed in this Tyrannus. I just want this Tyrannus killed. I'm not too bothered if I go down. I make a really big mistake here in that I should have immediately, once I was scram, switching multi-frequency. I was thinking that Scorch would be thing enough just to kill this guy rapid. But no, because it's a Galanti boat, so that's like a nice wee bit of hull buffer, right? But I should have also been aligning out at this point, because had we done so, we could have potentially escaped, but the Signable's drones kill us. And there we have it, boys. That's basically the video or the footage, the fights that I got throughout the week. I probably will do one of these every week. One or two, depending on how often I do this kiting. I'm still doing my low sec thing, trying to work on my low sec guys. I do like my low sec PvP. I do find that all the traveling required to get like these fights can be quite much, so I sometimes take a break and do low sec. But I will be doing a lot more of this kiting thing. Potentially you'll see like other videos and like slicer, not just slicers. We'll probably do like oh, what else could we do? I want to do like jackdaws, like light missile jackdaws and Osprey Navy issues, but the thing is, I feel like I feel like light missiles are easier to use than say like pulses and stuff, so we wouldn't be learning as much. It would be better for like positioning and stuff, right? But like not so much air precision relative to our like guns, if that makes sense. So I think maybe sticking like gunbows, like maybe like I don't know, like some form of like arty wolves or maybe arty swifles or something like this. But I'll change it up here there, but mostly will be like consist of slicers. Just because how cheap they are just now with a Marbine T5. Get your cheap slicers. Yeah, they seem efficient. We might also end up doing like beam slicers once I get a knack for the pulse one, right? Like a lot of these fights would have been lost, like against that Tyrannus, and we wouldn't have had any of a chance against Incursors probably. Just because they caught us, right? But yeah, other than that, guys, like I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna try and get some more of this content out to you guys, and yeah, like criticisms really very much appreciated here. I do want to improve as a skater, so feel free to comment like what I did wrong. I do know like I should really be zoomed out a bit more and try and remain focused on more things than just one. It just seems I'm so conditioned like 1v1 engagements being in low sec for so long. I'm just used to not really keeping an eye on overview as opposed to just like my modules, my health as opposed and their sort of situation as opposed to like the overview. This is something I just need to like trade myself out of. But anyway, guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your evening, day, regional equivalent, and I do hope to catch you guys in the next one. Do take care.